I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Ben Hill County Board of Education, and I most certainly want to welcome everybody who is here tonight. Thank you guys for taking the time out to be here. We want to go ahead and go through this meeting just as quickly as we possibly can for lots of reasons, but I thank y'all for taking the time to be here with us tonight. Okay? Invocation, Mr. Palmer, do you mind?
Thank you, Father. This is the day the Lord has made, and let us all rejoice and be glad within it for the wonderful things that you provide, oh Heavenly Father. Father, we ask that you bless Ben Hill County and school system. Continue to be a hedge of protection around us. Keep us safe from all hurt, harm, and danger. Father, bless the parents as they help us in this effort to educate these children. Continue to lead and guide us, Father, in the way you would have us to go. We pray, Father, as we go into this meeting, Father, that we do things decently in order, oh God. We thank you now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, the board has had an opportunity to look at the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Cox, second by Mr. Palmer. All in favor of approving the agenda as set, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have some announcements and recognitions tonight. I don't know how many of you were present at our last month's meeting, but we received the very sad news that Dawn Clements is walking away from our school system, retiring as of September the 30th, 2024. It hit us kind of hard. We marinated on it and we decided to let her go. But Dawn, on behalf of the Ben Hill County School Board, I want to thank you for your years of dedication to our children, to our school system, to our faculty. You will certainly be missed, Dawn. And more importantly, I want you to know from a friend's side that I have enjoyed working with you and getting to know you. All righty. And we got a little something for you. What do you got for you? Come on around, Dawn. Put your papers on. Do something. Dawn Clements retired in recognition of your dedicated service as Superintendent at Ben Hill County School in September 2024. Seek God's will in all that you do, and He will direct your path. That comes from Proverbs 3:6. So you can flowers. And Dawn, how many years is this now? 30?
Well, it's 27 years, 28 with sick leave, but I was able to purchase 2 years.
Okay.
So I'll have 30 years of service with TRS, but 27 as an educator.
Okay. Do you have something that you want to say?
I think that the Ben Hill County School District, since its inception in the 90s when it merged with the city school system, has done a great job educating our students here. If you looked across this room and had everybody stand up who's from this school system, I think you'd be shocked at how many people actually went to school here, graduated from here, and are here to give back to this community. I think that we have some great people in place. We have great teachers. We have great administrators. We have a great central office staff who supports our school system. And I think that the board has done a great job over the past 2.5 years of allocating resources where we needed them for school safety, for upgrades to our buildings, you know, for a brand new high school, which is state of the art that people are jealous of when they get to come see it. About to get a new baseball, softball complex with practice fields out there. And we have also done the most important thing, which was beef up our academic program. And, you know, we put in some reading guidance, some math guidance, some social studies implementation. And I think that our students and our teachers are seeing the rigor has increased, which was needed. Our kids, regardless of their race, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their socioeconomic status, if you believe in them and you give them the opportunity, they can thrive. And I think this is a diverse community. It's getting more diverse every day. So we have to embrace one another and, begin to, see ourselves in a new way as one community committed to student success every day. And if you bring this family together, I think you're gonna move forward and do great things here in the Benton Hill County school system. So I charge each and every one of you with that, to continue to believe in our students, because if you don't believe in them, sometimes nobody does. And they come before everything. Every decision is to be based upon them. So I appreciate the opportunity to lead this district. I appreciate the friendships I've made. I appreciate the mistakes I've made and have, been able to learn from them. But more importantly, I appreciate the opportunity to leave as a superintendent of the district that I grew up in, I graduated from, taught in, and everything else. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
All right. And for the record, y'all, we did offer her more money to try to get her to stay. Okay, let's take a look at our minutes. Call minutes from August the 6th. That was our quick meeting for the county commissioners, and we've already approved that. That had to do with the millage rate. So let's go to B, call meeting section and work session August the 6th, 2024. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion, any omissions, deletions, anything, any changes needed? All in favor of approving the minutes from August the 6th, 2024, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. C, regular meeting from August the 13th, 2024. Debbie, you made that quick change for me? All right. The floor is open for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Omissions, deletions, any changes? All in favor of the minutes from August 16th, 2024, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Public comments. Oh, we got 4 tonight. I would like to welcome at this time Ms. Daphne Williams, if you would come up. I'll go ahead and go over the rules real quick from memory. You have up to 5 minutes. Mr. Cox will be keeping the time for us. If you're speaking for a group, we ask that only one person per group speak. But if it's just an individual, you still have the whole 5 minutes, okay? We also ask, out of respect of our faculty and our staff, to not mention teachers' names and our students for their privacy, okay? With that, go ahead, Ms. Williams, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm not new to this area, not new to you, this board. But, to Dawn, to piggyback on everybody else, it's hurting me to see you go, because I gave you a hard time. And I saw the work I see the work you're doing that has made changes since I was here 2 meetings ago. And I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you, Daphne.
I know, well, we hope you do. But anyway, I'm gonna miss you. But with that being said, I want this board to be good steward of our tax dollars. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we have intelligent people sitting on this board. We do not need to hire outside firm or outside whatever to decide who our next superintendent. We have community leaders sitting here. We have people that work in every aspect of business, know how to run a business. We even have a bakery. So I don't understand why we should use dollars to find someone to do what this board can do. Not only that, when this board, you didn't get much flack when this board gave an increase to what they pay y'all for attending. With that, if you look at what people are making just for 2 hours, I think y'all are more capable of getting that done. Not only that, y'all get 51% of the collection of it. And y'all have the highest millage rate. And you got a lot of elderly people that would like to fight it, but they believe in that this is what we need for Fitzgerald, Benton Hill County. So take that in concern that you got elderly people that now is gonna be, that's already retired, that's already paying taxes, and willing to, even though they could have came and raised all kind of saying at the board, they didn't. So they believe in you guys. And the only thing I would ask you is to be good steward of the tax dollars. I would ask of y'all that we got very educated people sitting on this board that can handle the selection of a superintendent.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for the compliments. You don't get those often. Miss Hope Harmon. Welcome, Hope.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I got to echo the sentiments of Miss Williams. I'm sad, Dawn. I'm really sad. I know I can be hard, sometimes, but I appreciate the fact that I could come to you and we could have difficult conversations, and even if we didn't agree, we could both get up and walk away from the table and I could still see you and say, hey, how are you doing? Because today in this political climate, you can't do that, like in a lot of places. So I appreciate that about you. And respectfully, that is what I would ask for the board. If whoever you're gonna name this interim, whoever is our superintendent, is gonna be a person who is gonna be willing to come to the table and actually have discussions and listen and not get in your feelings so much that we can't have conversations that end with what is the best for children in Ben Hill County. So I got a lot of compliments and I do have a concern, but I'm gonna start with my compliments. I wanna first thank, since we can't name names, our current district special education director, BHMS principal, FHSCCA principal, and our special education staff. Even though we're only a few months into the school year, I have seen several changes that I appreciate and I recognize. The level of communication, the willingness to listen from everybody, and the overall feeling that I feel like I'm being heard and I'm being seen and my children are heard and seen. This current school year has felt very much different than before, and I can attribute that to the leadership that we have. And I also appreciate the efforts I'm seeing not only to make things better for my children, but other children as well. I would have never thought that my nonverbal 11-year-old who has the mental capability of a 3 to 4-year-old would be showing a project at the parent fair.
Amen.
But somebody at BHMS made that possible, and I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful, and I just pray that we can continue on this positive path that we're on, because this is a really positive path. But my concern, I do have a concern about mental health. We've been told for years about Mercer. I haven't seen anybody being able to use the service. I have my nephew was supposed to use the service. It never came to fruition. We have a great person out at the Hurricane Clinic, but a lot of parents still don't know about this service. I just want to inquire about the high school. We're supposed to be getting a mental health counselor out there about how that project is going. When is the start date for that? Because I think it's really important. I'm getting text messages and messages from kids who are not concerned about the games. They're concerned about somebody coming to the school and hurting them. And we all have to remember, I remind people of this a lot, that we still did have that situation where those boys broke into that gun shop, stole those 30 guns, and those guns were never recovered. So this is a real fear that some of the children have, and I think that having, and then we have a lot of kids that, the opioid epidemic, a lot of kids that are victims of the school to prison pipeline. We have children who were born with addicted to drugs because of choices for their parents. So we really, really, really need this mental health in our schools, and the thing at Mercer is not working. It's just not. And also, like I was just saying, thank you again to Dawn. Like I said, we haven't always been able to see eye to eye, but I appreciate the respect that we've both been able to show each other and the conversations that we have had. And I just, like I said, I hate to see you go, because I've seen so much progress, and I just want to continue to see that progress. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harmon. All right, next we have Ms. Trotter. How are you?
Hey everybody.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm kind of piggyback off the other two that was up here. Thank you for your service, Dawn. I know I haven't been the easiest person either to please, but you have made improvements. Not that you guys will admit it, but I know I'm being heard because changes are being made. You won't tell me that, but I know that I'm being heard because changes are being made. I also want to follow up on what Hope said about our SPED director. Phenomenal. Since he got jealous of me giving somebody else a compliment, the last meeting. What I do want to start off by saying, a lot of folks don't know that I'm currently getting my master's degree in special education to better my advocacy and get understanding of what our kids in this community as well as other communities need. And so I wanted to share something that I shared with the primary school already. I left my phone back up. But that I shared with the primary school already. I had the opportunity this weekend to do an assignment that allowed me to do a student assessment on phonological awareness and phonemy awareness as well. I didn't have a student that I really, really needed to do it on, so I did it on my own children. I couldn't do it on my 4-year-old because as I started asking her some of the questions, she knew none of it. So I did it on my 7-year-old. And it came back that kudos to the primary school again, that the previous goals that he had, he actually have met them because on those categories, he scored a 5 out of 5 on those categories. Also, the categories that he scored low on or 0 out of 5 were some issues that the his SPED case manager worked with me to get those new goals implemented in his IEP. So my main concern is, as I'm going through this SPED program over there at VSU, they're telling us that by age 3, the children should recognize words. They're telling us that by age 4, they should know how to rhyme. They're telling us that by age 4, they should know how to blend syllables. They're telling us that syllable segmentation, which is the area that my son scored the lowest on, should be recognized and mastered by age kindergarten. Syllable deletion should be recognized by and mastered by kindergarten. Onset rhyme should be by the middle of kindergarten. The students should have mastered these skills. Okay, so what was surprising to me is that my 4-year-old, they say by 4, this comes from the curriculum over there, that this is what these kids should know. My 4-year-old don't know anything. So that concerns me. So I reached out to the principal to see, hey, what the curriculum is. She sent me a list, but my daughter has been at the pre-K school for going on 3 years, and what they're saying that lines up with the new curriculum that's at the primary, it's not happening. So my question is, when are we gonna try to implement some of this stuff so when they go on to the primary school is not having to work so hard to catch them up, because this is saying by age 4 that they should have mastered some of these things that they're expected to do over there in primary. So I have a fear when my daughter goes over to the primary school that she will not have some of these skills that they're saying she should know. What are we doing at the preschool level to prepare them for the curriculum that's at the primary level? And I know the principal would thank me later for this question because they're seeing it a lot. And I can pass this around and let you guys see what that curriculum looked like. And I'll email you guys the assessment. And also I emailed the assessment to the case manager because she wanted to use it for other kids, and I was fine with that. Mm-hmm. My next concern was us having to pay so much. I have 2 properties here. So with me having 2 properties here, my education taxes are more than my city and my county for both properties. I'm having to fight hard for petty things inside of the school to the point where I'm having to get an attorney in. Petty things as far as just getting my child what the doctor said she needed, that she's still not getting after I turned this letter in to the school that says that she needs this. No one has tried to contact the doctor to verify it so they can provide the services or anything. So we're wasting out my money, the other taxpayers' money that have properties here, and on attorneys, have meetings with my attorney and the school attorney on something that the doctor said was necessary, on something that the school clinic said was necessary. So you got 2 physician notes here that says something is necessary for a child that's having female issues in the area that needs medical attention for 8 hours while she's at school, and we can't get it. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Dee.
thank you very much. Okay, Okay, thank you so much. Next we have Mr. Joseph Manley. Come on up, Joseph, welcome. We don't get to see you often at the.
But it's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure when you're in the atmosphere where everything seems to be delightful. To hear the sentiments that have been spoken today about our superintendent and even her own voice giving the fair weather report that good people are in the pipeline. That gives me ease. It gives me a mind that I can relax. It's not every avenue of our community that we can always say that. But tonight, hearing what I have heard, it just gives me an easy pulse rate. With that pulse rate, I want to let it be known because it gives me pleasure to help in the process. I have heard that it is a bad thing to assume. Because when we assume, sometimes we can find ourselves in places that we don't want to be, and we find ourselves represented in a way that we don't want to be represented. So rather than have the great leadership that I have heard of tonight make assumptions, I would like to bring to bear some of the information that has been put out in the community that a segment of the community have voiced their opinion that they would like to have a particular successor, at least in the interim portion, coming behind such a great leader as Don Clemens. I would like to just read a portion of this, not bearing the names, but a portion of our community feels so strongly on this matter that they wanted to give you a tool to help you in your decision. Information is a tool. We, the people of this petition, strongly, I love the word strongly desire the Ben Hill County Board of Education to rightfully seat James Sermons. And I know you didn't know nothing about it. I'm sorry I didn't ask you to do this on your behalf. But we really approve of the pipeline of people. A sentiment has already been spoken of James Sermon, currently serving as Chief Operations Officer as the interim school superintendent. Clear, concise information. I would like to submit this list of petition for you as a tool to make up your decision about a wonderful person in the pipeline. As the weather report has already been made, good people are in the right places. Thank you.
How many names on the petition? You didn't say? Okay, thank you, Mr. Manley, I appreciate it. Okay, so now we're about to get into system reports. As you finish that petition, you'll just pass it around to the rest of us so we can have a look at that. General fund, we got a consent agenda, and if I can get you to a motion to approve the consent agenda I through A5.
Madam Chairman, motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion, it's been seconded. Let's take a look at general funds. General fund was not a report. Is there some reason for that?
Yeah, we are closing the books out at the end of this month, and you'll have an updated one in October.
Okay. All right, so then we got to pay bills at this time.
Let's see, 150 didn't seem to be
Added
complete.
up,
Well,
yeah.
added up there. So you see what we got there on the report. But in Fund 100, we've got $3,223,548.49.
Thank you. Is there some reason we didn't have a total on Fund 150? It just stopped. It's like it was not the end of the report.
You have to pull the report. Ms. Clemens, pull the folder.
Roll it on down, please. See,
It
we
looks
don't.
like all the pages weren't attached.
Right, they're just
Yeah,
one
all
page.
right.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's all
okay, okay. Well, we good.
150 is just one page.
Okay.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
All right, thank you so much. East Blos,
East Blos, with the interest is $250,015.13.
okay, and that is about $7,000 more than we got last month. We sure do appreciate all of the pennies, and we appreciate people shopping in Fitzgerald so that we can have that money for our children. Okay, facilities report. Oh, I didn't know. Facilities report. Anybody have any questions about the facilities report? Is before you, the maintenance report. If no one has questions, we're gonna move on. Hearing none, athletic report. Our middle school is showing a balance of $32,857.33, and our high school balance is showing at this time $67,812.25. If you don't have any questions about that, we're gonna move on to all in favor of the consent agenda. Please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's go to transportation. I believe we only have one transportation, and that's our kids going to Tallahassee, Florida, and we've already approved that earlier this year. So that's good. Do we have a report from the College and Career Academy's Board of Directors? You had a nice little presentation.
There we go.
Hi.
So this is what we did at the end of the year last year. Our engineering partners with Millex. We're very fortunate to have a partnership with Millex. So what you see there is what they put together for Millex at the end of the year last year, and it was just part of our board minutes that were the other attachment that you saw in there. I don't really have any specific updates other than what's in the board minutes, except for I emailed all of you last week. We've been planning, Henderson and I have been planning an appreciation breakfast one day next week. We're going to take the opportunity to thank all of the people that gave to the Peach tax credit. And we just hope that you'll, if you get a chance, read that email, look at it, and if you are available next week, please respond so that we can put you down. It's gonna be a good time. Just a nice little appreciation for those who have given back to our school system.
Thank you so much.
Any
Appreciate that.
questions?
No, ma'am.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
We have our technology report also before us. We have a report, and looks like, how many tickets? Roll that up for me just a little bit. And as you can see there on top of things, 581 tickets opened and 556 tickets closed. Unless y'all have any further questions, we're gonna move on. Okay, everybody's had a chance to review that. And then next we have our curriculum and instructions report. Mr. Well?
I have a very, very brief report, but I did promise you that I would come back with the math data as soon as I got something. And I really want to give it to you historically because it gives you an idea of where we were and where we are now and which direction we're heading. And so I did this by school. You can look at the elementary school there and you can see that level 4s, level 3, and level 2 are all passing scores for the milestones. And you can see we've increased the level 4s and 3s, which are higher scores. We've decreased the 2s, which we've been trying to do, and we've also decreased the number of 1s. So right now we only have 17% of students at the elementary school not passing the milestones. Looking at that from 4 years ago, at 31% we're not passing, we're down to 17% not passing. At the middle school, we had an increase in 4s from 4 to 9% this year, also an increase in 3s from 16 to 20. 2s are remaining pretty constant, which is passing. We have decreased the number of students not passing to 31%. 4 years ago, we were at 45%. And at the high school, we've made some major changes. This is 9th grade because they're the only ones that take the milestones at the high school level. We've made some major changes to that course, and we're continuing to work on that course to try to improve it. The 4s went down from last year, but they're pretty constant. We did get an increase in 3s, an increase in students passing in 2s, and we've also decreased the number of students not passing down to 32%. So we've made improvements across the board in math. we still got a long ways to go, but we're gonna continue to work hard on it. Your teachers are doing a really, really great job, as you can tell by this data, moving our students in the right direction and getting them to understand math better.
Any questions for Mr. Webb?
Thank you for bringing that
And
back to
please-
us.
Yeah, and please, give our thanks to our math teachers as
Yes,
well.
ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, now we're into new business, superintendent's new business, fundraisers. Boy, we got a bunch of them. I have a quick question before you get started on the fundraisers. Is this, I can't always depend on my memory, but I thought we wouldn't run a fundraiser from the start of school to the end of school, to May 2025.
We,
Anybody else remember anything about that?
in
Was it just me?
Some of them do, because they're at different times.
They do it different times.
Oh, okay, all through the year?
So I placed them on the calendar, that way you'll see which ones.
So hard to
on
turn
May
those kids
28th.
down when they come and ask you for money.
Get that cookie dough.
Flip to the calendar, Michelle, and color code it.
So we need to approve all these?
Yes.
Madam Chairman,
One question, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry. Make the
motion
motion.
to, motion to approve the fundraising calendar for the school year.
There was a second?
Second.
Any questions from anyone? Seemed like I had one. What's a meat stick?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's like a big
Jerky.
It's coming.
And they sell pretty good?
Oh, yeah. Especially when they used to be $1.
Okay,
It went to $1.50 now.
Make a little more profit these days, huh?
Okay, I was just interested in.
Church sold a bunch of them.
Okie dokie, live and learn. Okay, we have a motion, it's been properly second. Any other discussion, any questions? All in favor of the fundraisers for 24-25, basically, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. These funds that the children do get are used for different projects and things they have internally in their schools, and so it doesn't come from any school fund or taxpayers' money, except directly from you guys when they knock on your door. And they will be out there, so thank you so much. All right, we are down to the athletic loan.
Madam Superintendent, I'd like to request approval to,
I just got a promotion.
sorry. To, instead of refinance, forgive the athletic loans for the middle school and the high school.
Forgive
Yes. Or refinance.
or refinance? Okay, I was just thinking I saw a refinance. I didn't see a forgive in my agenda.
As you'll notice, the athletics at the high school was $67,000 3 years ago. 4 years ago, we gave them $150,000 to get back to where they were, but they have never gotten back to where they were. Expenses for fuel and officials and gate receipts are down, and I don't know that they'll ever catch back up, even having to pay the monthly amount that they're refinancing. I don't know that they'll be able to make it.
Where they have certainly made every effort. They have paid us every single month as much as they could, and I don't know if you guys are aware of how the athletic department got so far behind. Once COVID hit us, you know, the attendance to all of our gates were much lower. And now we have something else going on, live streaming. So people are staying home and watching the games, and so they are suffering a bit from revenue loss. However, they are still in a little bit of debt with us, and the recommendation before us with the balance of $100,000 as of June 30th was showing they wanted to refinance at $2,083.34 for the next 48 months. I don't see their revenue coming up, do you?
No.
And so it wasn't in there, but you're saying that your recommendation is to forgive the loan.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Chairman, based off the superintendent's recommendation, I'll make a motion that we forgive the athletic loan given to them during the COVID years.
Second.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, my question is, how are we gonna pay for that.
Well, either you're gonna have to pay it next year when they don't have any money in their budget, or we just have to go ahead and give them some more money, because the board bears no responsibility for funding athletics. The gate receipts that we get don't cover the expenses anymore. The live streaming has created a deficit in our budget. I mean, when you have 700 people, you know, watching a live stream for free, and then NFHS also does that, and who knows how many people that is. I don't know the numbers on that, but even our Irwin game, which 8 years ago was $35,000 gate, turns into a $21,000 gate. The officials alone are around $3,000 per game, and then you have to pay everybody else for working. So it's just, you can't really catch up, because there's only basically 4 sports that make money. That's basketball, baseball, football, and soccer. And the other sports don't make any money.
Do we think our flag football team is gonna make any money? Are people gonna come see that, or?
I mean, I really can't speak to that, because we've
I
never
got you.
had it. So
Okay.
it's, you know, it's just, the expenses of it,
Yeah.
athletics is a business, it really is. And they have to have uniforms, and they have to have officials, and they have to have the equipment to do all those things. We have to rent a pool every year for, you know, for swimming, and it's just, the entry fees for other things. It's just, we're not making enough money to support our athletics with having to pay back what was about, about $37,000 a year. I mean, you can see that right now we're kind of in dire straits. And we still got, 8 months of athletics left, so it's just hard for them to manage. And the money that was given to them was from the gift fund. That was given, the $1 million that was given all those years ago came from the gift fund. It did not come from the taxpayers.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. That's a very good point. I'm
And
glad you pointed that out.
And I would like to say that athletics in itself builds teamwork, it builds leadership, it builds discipline, it builds, you know, it just builds all the things, good character for our kids. And I think that anybody who would give money to a school district would probably think that that was a good thing to give it to, because it does teach life skills.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it teaches the value of hard work and effort and all the things that, you know, athletics is supposed to do.
Okay.
So let me understand, if we forgive this, you know, the school, it still has to pay this loan?
No.
No.
Okay, all right. Just wanna
We
make sure.
received an
How many-
anonymous
how many
gift for $1 million,
given to school?
and they took the money from there.
Okay.
I'm glad you explained that.
So are we forgiving or refinancing?
I would say forgive. You want
Okay, 'cause
call
that says-
finance,
Yeah.
it'll be zero now.
So
Yeah.
instead of you asking for $2,000 a month, you're not asking for anything?
No, for the middle school and the high school.
Any other questions?
I have one more question.
Sure.
Has anybody thought about any kind of marketing things that we can do to get more people to the game?
Honestly, since COVID, people just aren't going to the games, they're not going to churches, they're really, I mean, honestly, they're just staying home. People
Really?
are just staying home.
Well, I mean, we know that, but has anybody thought about doing some marketing strategies to get more people to the game?
I mean, personally, myself, I can't speak to that, but you can ask Coach who it is.
I think the biggest thing is essentially is $11 a head to get the ball game. And that's a price set by the region overall. So we don't
What's
even,
the
we don't
cost?
have
Family
say so
fun,
whatsoever in what
I
we
need to
set our
sell my
bid
tickets.
price.
Right, we don't, but, I mean, but we can we offer some kind of incentive to get people to the game? I mean, there's
We do it
different
all the time with
strategies.
Students, we give them $5 tickets.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know Dr. Sims let them in the game last year free, just to try to get them.
Just to get people in there.
I mean, you
huh?
can do something like if you got a family of 5, one can get in free. Just some kind of incentive to get people to come.
We promote it on our Facebook page, and we promote it at school, try to get our kids to come, but I think it's like Ms. Dawn said, it's a combination of other avenues in which they can watch the ball game now without having to come out. And, so.
Nothing like being there, though.
Okay, any other questions, any other discussion? Okay, our superintendent's made a recommendation and a motion has been made and second to forgive the loan for the athletic department that we made to them during COVID. All in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That's a nice little going away gift. All right, we got some property we want to surplus. Talk to us, Donna.
Yes, ma'am. We have talked about surplus in 142 Benjamin Hill Drive, the 10 acres that are attached to our bus shop for a private sale. And we have come to an agreement with that person, and we would like to surplus that property and be able to sell that to the person who's already in the building.
Excellent. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the surplus of the property.
Second.
And our bus property will still be left alone.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll
The
still
fund
have
has
a
already
place.
been split.
All right, just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Correct.
We need to put up a big fence now. Okay, any other questions about that property? We gonna surplus it and sell it? Okay, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, we got to talk about moving a meeting. Our next regular meeting from October the 8th to October the 15th. We get to move 2 a year, right? Is that a calendar year or a school year?
I think it's calendar.
Calendar? Calendar year.
Is that
That's-
for fall break?
Fall break.
It'll
Yeah.
pass on fall break.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we would approve the moving of the regular meeting of October the 8th to October the 15th, 2024.
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion? And that's just to allow our school staff to have a good fall break and be able to come back and get all the information ready for us in time for our meeting on Tuesday. Okay, so all in favor of the motion to move our next regular scheduled meeting to October the 15th, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much. All right, we got GSBA Beacon Award. It's that time of the year again. Are we going to nominate?
Last year was the Herald Leader.
It's always the Herald Leader. Don't they have like 8 of those glass awards?
The radio station.
They do such a wonderful job though for the school. In fact, if it wasn't for all the school news, it wouldn't be much in the paper. But they do a good job. So can we nominate them again back to back, or do we have to nominate someone else? We cannot. That's against the rules of GSBA. Okay, so who are we going to nominate for the Beacon Award? It has to be someone in the media, radio station.
I would do radio station.
Who do we have? Is there a motion?
Motion that we'll recognize WRDO radio station.
WRDA, yeah.
They got a bunch of them too, don't they?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did I hear a second? All right, we have a second. Debbie, you picked up Andy? All right. Any other discussion or suggestions? This particular award, you folks go to the media. Anybody that steps in and help us long-term in our school, promoting our school and talking about our children and our students.
That does have to be a license.
What you trying to say?
I'm just saying, I mean, we just, this doesn't mean anything, really.
Yeah, because it's back and
It
forth.
really doesn't mean anything because, we only have choices to,
Yeah, we're a small town. We don't have a lot of choices.
I know. I would say Reva Doctor, I guess.
Yeah.
Go live,
Talking about live streaming.
We're talking about live streaming.
We may have to start giving it to a podcast.
We need to find something else.
Is that the game live stream that y'all
Well,
talking about?
that's the bootleg. That's the bootleg. That's the bootleg version.
Basketball.
That's any sport. That revs that.
That's the 700 people we talking about?
No. I mean, the technology department.
yeah, okay.
I don't think we could.
Well, we'll certainly keep that in mind for next year.
We can't, I guess, recommend our own people because, we have a Facebook page and anything like that,
Right.
I just hate to just give
Back and
something
forth.
because we got to give something. We just give it, I know
But
that,
they do-
I know that was a
they
little wild and crazy, but
No, that's They enjoy coming up here to get the award and everything, and they actually do a fine job for us, y'all. They keep you guys in the loop. Okay, So, I have a motion for WRDO to get the Beacon Award, to be recommended for the Beacon Award from GSBA this year. I also have a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank y'all. We have a partnership one. They also, Georgia School Board Association every year gives away a partnership commendation. In the past years, who has won? Monitor?
2023 was Millex, 2022 was Dorman Medical Center.
Who's that we did the
2021
property
was
with?
Monitor Enrichment,
Is
and then
that
in
doing
2020, we also gave it to Dorman.
Who's that?
Excellent.
Forestry.
I'd like to
Frazier.
nominate,
Wes Frazier?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Second.
there's a second. Can someone just quickly tell our audience what Wes Frazier has done for our school, if you haven't read the newspaper? Just a little bit.
You're still here? Okay, so they partner with, our high school, and we're building a forestry lab on the school, and I can't remember the exact dollar amount West Fraser donated, but it was pretty,
Very sizable.
250, yeah, so a pretty, substantial amount, and I think it's gonna bring a lot of, I guess, job experience or, teaching our kids about other jobs, to our school, and as far as we know, it's the only one in the state.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank
And
you
I-
very much, Tyler.
And I think, if I'm correct, that's the largest investment from a private sector in a public school in this state. I'm pretty
Really?
sure it is, yeah.
Excellent. So we have a good nominee with Wes Frazier. There was a motion and a second?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, any other discussion? Questions? Okay. All in favor of nominating Wes Frazier for the GSBA Partnership Commendation, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have Georgia School Board Association Service Recognition. As you well know, each year they recognize board members who are meeting some service milestone, 15, 25, and then they jump to, well, it's 15, not 20, 15, 25, and then 30. And I believe I have met 25. Okay?
According to their calculations.
According to that, I've met 25. Just want to make sure. Okay, so
I'll turn you in.
turn my name in, please. Anybody else? You got to be close.
She's not quite.
Not
Yeah,
quite.
Not quite.
Not quite. See, I don't understand why y'all skip y'all, because she's on the board of the Georgia School Board Association. She's a board of director. Why y'all make a suggestion that they might want to celebrate 20 years too? 15 to 25, that's
Maybe
a long
5.
break.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
5,
big
10.
gap. But anyway, anybody could, work on the school board and give that service, deserve some recognition. So,
Yeah, I don't know, I'm going 25.
it ain't easy, buddy.
We already did 25 years.
It's not easy. Okay, so we got that settled. We got some upcoming events coming. If y'all will notice, well, we just changed that to, that regular meeting's been changed to the 15th, correct? Okay, and then our whole board training in Cook County, that's gonna be on October the 29th. Y'all know we have to leave here about 4:30 to get
When
to
do you
that.
need to know if we're going to that, Miss Debbie?
About that first or second week of October,
October,
they'll
okay.
call.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have to pay to go to the whole board training?
No,
It's free?
It's
Okay.
included in our dues.
Mhm.
Okay. How much are the dues for that?
I can't remember.
Risa dues.
Yeah, it's
Does
based
anybody
on
know?
FTE.
Oh, okay, I didn't
I
know
don't
that.
know what they are. I don't know.
Okay.
Have we gotten a bill this year from them?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't
And that's,
remember.
that's 3 hours that night, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Whole board training, for those of you who are not aware, the school board members have to have 12 hours of training each and every year.
And they, will come and do a training on site if you ask them to.
Really?
Yes.
That's good to know.
Okay.
And is that part of,
Yeah.
Our dues.
If you wanted to look
On the
into some
pay bills
training.
list, it was $14,638. It says residues, professional earnings and management, so there might be some other
Good, yeah.
items on there.
That'd be good. Let them see something.
Is that for the year?
Yeah, just one time, maybe.
Yeah. And then we also have our winter conference. This year it's a little bit later in December. Is that me? No. Sorry. Whole board conference did that. Winter conference is going to be at the Renaissance Waverly in Atlanta. It's a little bit later this year, so please mark your calendar for December the 11th through the 13th. It's usually a little bit earlier than that.
Miss Teresa has a room, but nobody else does yet. There's no availability.
You need a roommate.
It's sold out till they open that.
Oh my gosh.
Every motel within about 10 miles around.
That's another little problem we'll have to resolve.
That thing,
Does everyone know who might be going as far as to the winter conference? Not
I
yet.
will not
so
be
early.
going.
I'm not going.
I was trying to get, she already gets her room, and then I was trying to get yours, and Mr. Kenneth said he was.
Okay.
So I check every day.
Okay, thank you. You're not going?
I'm not going, no.
You're not going?
You gonna go? Okay, let me know for sure.
All right.
I've been checking,
And then she got, we've also have on our list the whole board training that is due in Cook County for next year, March the 27th.
On the calendar.
Well, they
Yeah.
put that out there early.
Yeah, we've moved on into the new year. You got my executive session stuff?
Oh, yes.
The words. We do appreciate you all being here, but at this point, we now need to go into executive session. We are going into executive session to deliberate or discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal, periodic evaluation of a public officer. I don't think we have any property or legal things to discuss, which are also legal reasons for us to go into executive session. And I would like to also take a 5-minute recess before we go into executive session. I need a motion to go into executive session.
Motion to go into executive session.
Is there a second?
Second.
A second. All in favor of going into executive session, show with right hand. Y'all don't want to go into executive session? We're going to talk about personnel. Okay, dokie. So what was that? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. 3? Let me do a count. I apologize. I've never. 4? We got 4 going into executive session, 3 that do not want to go into executive session. What's the legal deal? Can I go into executive
should be
session?
right.
I have a
That's
majority?
Yeah, majority.
That's good enough? All in favor? Okay, we didn't did that. All in favor, we had 4 and we had 3 against, okay? You got that, Debbie?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and let's take a 5-minute recess. Thank you.